conditioner off because it just kicked on. I am so happy to see you and to be able to talk to you. You know, I was in a really bad spot then, and you helped save my life. You know that. I was going from not wanting to live because things were so confusing, and you had the patience, the kindness to share what you were going through at the same time, what you were dealing with, and you had enough goodness in your heart to deal with me at the same time as you were struggling. And most people can't do that.
How are you today, Crystal?
I'm a lot better today. I've got a cold, so my voice sounds funny, but
All right. Yeah, okay.
yeah. But I'm in a better place than I was because God sent me to you. That's all I can say because I prayed and prayed for understanding, and you broke things down for me. And you know, we had some long discussions because I didn't understand anything. You broke it down for me as if I was a child and brought it to me and made me understand it over and over again. And you're the only person that's ever done that for me.
Thank you. Actually, that it's so, I'm struggling to find words here. The reason when my motivation for creating Guide Inner Light was coming from when I was in the situation of need, as you were back then, something out of desperation, something from within me made me to reach someone who I've seen as a mentor. And that person, instead of holding my hand, which was literally scream from within, like, support me, guide me, I'm lost. Instead of that, that person just removed her hand and walked away. She just showed me her back. And from that moment on, I realized, because the way I am the way I am. I just keep going and I refuse to give up. And I'm wired specific way. It feels like I carry inside specific set of instructions to really get me on specific route in life. I understand not everyone has it. So in a sense, I decided eventually, like, I need to be there for those who are in the situation I was back then. So when they stretch their hand to someone, that hand won't remain empty. And that's how Guide Inner Light was created. So hearing that from you, Crystal, it's big validation. It was all worthy. And I'm a bit shaken just by hearing your sharing, no? It's huge. Yeah. It's huge. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, because I mean, do you remember we were having problems even being able to talk because I couldn't download something. I think it was one of those messenger apps. I couldn't download it. My phone was having problems, and we just went through everything. And you just stayed right there with. You didn't leave me, and I was very alone. And I have not felt like that since then, because you have been there, regardless if I've been on Facebook or not. I've had problems with my phone and things like that, and so sometimes I haven't been on there. I live in a bad area where I don't get a lot of good service, and so I always check whenever I'm on there. But you made a difference in my life. That was life defining, mind, and something that most people will never get. It's what I got from you, and that makes everything so much better. And I just want everybody to know, that they can trust you, that you will help them, that you are not like people that, like you said, you'll turn your back and walk away. You are not like that. You are kind and loving and trying to share what you know as you struggle at the same time, and you balance it out so well that you make people feel comfortable and happy that they're able to be part of your life. Even with the bad things go away because of you. You know, you're just very kind soul.
Wow. Wow, I was not ready for this. Definitely not on a live. It means a lot, Crystal. It means a lot. It means it was all worthy for both of
Yes.
us. Right? And the main message is you are not alone. None of us is alone. And we are not meant to compete between each other. We're meant to support each other. And the main reason for
Mm-hmm.
me to go live is actually because I am not the person I was when I created Guiding Inner Light, as I mentioned before. And at the same time, I still want to be reflecting on my sharing the person who I am today. And it feels like I actually have to go away from Guiding Inner Light and create a different page just to not spoil Guiding Inner Light for those who are still getting inspired from those beginnings when I started with Guiding Inner Light. And then inviting those who are ready to go to the next stage, joining me on the other page. Because if you check the last few months, it's been really getting into different energy, different tone. And I started thinking, like, if I am one of followers of Guiding Inner Light, I would feel betrayed. And that's not my intention. But at the same time, I'm at the stage where I really need to be true to myself. So I don't know, how do you perceive it from your side?
No, you're doing. I think that's a wonderful idea to have the guiding light for the people that are in that realm that need
Yeah.
that, and then it shows hope.
Yeah.
It shows progress because you have now, you know, you're progressing. You're healing and going on to different stages with different what is it just
Yeah.
situations, or I'm not sure of the right word, but you know, different things that you deal with and you have to go through, but you're not cutting out the people with guiding light. They will see that there is a process and hope that there won't always be that way, that there can be a better, more advanced area for their life. They won't always be stuck in that same thing. I think that's great. And then as you go, you know, you just keep going, and then that's just like a living monument for people to say, "Hey,
Wow.
tomorrow, tomorrow can be a better day. But tomorrow will not always be a bad day. You know, some days are bad for people. Some days are bad for people in months and weeks, and but it shows that there's hope that tomorrow doesn't have to be like today. You know, you deal with today, and then tomorrow you try again, and that just is like a living timeline of what you express.
Yeah.
What you're, I think that's what you're made to be here for. You know, because I know that you touched me, and between that, I have in turn helped other people by not being where I was at because of you helping me. It reflects on other people, and so it reaches like wow, you know, really, really wide. And so I think that that's great, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy for you.
There's key phrase you said about the healing, like continuing the healing journey. And I wonder when the healing journey ends and start a new journey. What, because I've been on a healing journey for so long that I reached the point like, okay, when I feel like I'm crossing this bridge and I'm expected to make new choices that are completely outside of anything known because I'm done with that bit. And it's so weird and so strange and so unknown that I cannot even imagine it because it's beyond my own personal experiences or beyond my set of beliefs. And I just jumped there and literally like newborn exploring the world with the new eyes for the first time. It's, how to explain this? It's like when we jump on this healing journey, eventually it becomes nearly addiction, because it becomes part of our identity. And who I am suddenly when I'm not having to constantly try to heal something, try to change something and in myself, and just start working with myself, start working with who I am today, who's the version of me today that, like, I am new, so new to myself today that I even struggle to find the words. And I'm a very creative person, and I love writing and I love words, and suddenly I'm like, how to even put this into human language? No, so thank you, Crystal, for acknowledging, like, yes, it's good to reflect this progression, and it's again message of hope, like there's different possibilities. I lost my place for a sec, sister. Okay, I'm trying to add you back in, Crystal, but don't worry if it's not working neither. Thank you very much for your contribution. That was actually very huge. I'll try to do that again. Add. I lost track, having to take care of all the buttons, kind of. That's me challenging myself here. So yeah, I did create a heart-centered ambition, which is outside of Guide Inner Light, which is solely focused on eventually. Well, just allow the words to come through. Okay, thank you, Crystal. Love you. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. In 2018, I felt guided to start studying a modality that's related to Akashic Records. And I studied it, and I parked it on the side, and I went on a crazy journey with ancestral plants. And but kind of the integration of that lasted 4 years, really. And looking back, I realized all that I have learned about my own profile in Akashic Records was what was really guiding me from my subconscious mind and giving me information about the next step to take that aligned with the true identity of my soul, with the specific energetic qualities that the divine infused me in the moment of my creation. And somehow I needed all this time in between to realize, look at my journey from my point today, and just looking back and realize I am where I am today, not because of ancestral plans, not because of, I don't know, just working on myself. The key was here for me actually understanding my soul profile, and that's mainly the route I'm following now, because I want other people to get there. And for that reason, I created Heart-Centered Ambition, because it requires certain level of stubbornness, a quite huge degree of stubbornness, actually, of, no, this is what life handed me, not good enough, I'm not going to take it. This is what I have right now to work with. Okay, I'll see what I can do with this, but at the same time, I won't just sit down and like, okay, this is it. I start engage with my mind in a very creative way, and this is what I'm inviting to do now, my clients, to literally dare to be outrageously ambitious in the sense of, okay, my limiting beliefs allow me to go to this level. If I go a bit above, my ego, my security system, my nervous system starts freaking out, and I will go into even shock, maybe, no? So fighting against that without having really understanding of where that's coming from, because it's not just the conditioning and past experiences. There's a karmic journey, but really what really matters is understanding who I am when I am not conditioned by all my karmic journey, by any of my experiences, when I am just that purest expression of that divine spark that once I was, but now I'm incarnated in human body. How does that really look like? How that version of me would interact with the world? And I'm literally like a toddler taking the first steps where I don't have to convince myself anymore of who I am, where I am at, what I achieved, what I overcome, because there's this delay in time between striving towards something and achieving it, and then your subconscious mind actually accepting it as the new status quo. So, oh, I got distracted here. There's someone else. I wonder if this person would like to join us on a... No, there's no one there. Okay, it's gone. I'm scaring people away, maybe. Anyways, if someone would like to join on this live and have a little conversation with me, please drop a message and I'll try to make it work. I'm still fighting with the technology, apparently. I've been very focused on understanding life and what it means being human from such a nearly primitive perspective of trying to figure it out, what it means. Because really where I'm coming from, not only I had to figure it all out, also override everything that I've been told, because I just eventually accepted all that I know up to this point is not valid. Therefore, any choices I make from that space are not going to serve me in building the life that I would deem satisfactory. And I was still very young. I was still a child when I decided I'm not only going to make this, I'm gonna make sure this is worthy. Therefore, I'm here for extraordinary life. And it feels like everyone who's recovering from some traumatic situations, especially when it comes from childhood, we need to give ourselves permission to really be outrageously ambitious and dare to ask, even though it gives you the sense of I should not be behaving with such entitlement and stuff like that. It's not that. It's again the belief of how do I dare? No, because all I know, all past experiences, you, I, anyone we had up to this point, specific point in our life, are telling us this is what we can achieve, this is what we can have, and this is what we be told who we are. So if we decide that none of that is true, and we open ourselves up to discovering, okay, how does it look like, feel like being authentic me when I don't follow any programming? And of course, this does not happen from one day to another. It takes quite a long time. And I really would like to have someone else on the video because, yeah, I'm really thinking on, let's say, I love expressing myself so much, I could just go into verbal diarrhea, and I'm really trying to avoid it. And I can speak about 10 things at the same time because that's how my brain works, and it allows me to see things from different angle, and that's what the key component for me to really supporting my clients. But this is a bit different. This is meant to be a conversation, and you get to know really the person behind guiding inner light in different light. Not the I'm coming from this space, I'm survivor of that. I'm not identifying myself with it anymore. And at the same time, I'm not saying it's not me. And both things are true at the same time. Because also that's the other thing that I'm witnessing on many of my clients, which is another way or our ego has to keep us safe, no? To reject all that contradicts our beliefs, our programming. So yes, I feel like I'm gonna have to pause here. Unless someone wants to really comment something or jump in, I will definitely go back live on another day and I'll be more prepared. So I stay in line with the same subject. And Crystal, thank you so much. That is the first thing you taught me about was ego. You are an excellent communicator. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Thank you. Blessings to you. Blessings to you all, and I'll definitely be back. And this was the third attempt to go live. It's the first time I actually managed to go live. And this is just the beginning. This is maybe the next stage of guiding inner light. Ego was hard for me to grasp. I mean, ego is our survival system. Ego gives us personality. We're not meant to get rid of our ego or kill it, neither. It's what makes us unique. We just need to assign a different role. It cannot be in charge of our life. We can use it as our servant and we can give it something to chew on. So it's actually working with us alongside. Thank you, guide inner light came in at the end. Do come back. Oh, Dawn, thank you so much. I will definitely, I'm quite ashamed of this video, but as I'm challenging myself, I won't get rid of this video and I'll keep it on my feed. So, and there's gonna be more. I will be definitely back. Lots of love, lots of light, blessings, and till the next time. And